Yeah, it was a bit stressful doing school, like with all the boxing, because when you're training so much, it does just take it out of you. And then when you don't have free time just to literally just sit down and do nothing, it's a bit tiring. But I just like always doing something, to be honest, as well.
The pressure of competing as well, like that actual pressure inside your mind, the pressure that I've experienced as well, it's a lot to take in. It's a full-time job, boxing, in its own, let alone you doing your A-levels.
Yeah, I try to think of it just as literally it's something that I like doing. I love boxing. So that makes me less feeling the pressure, I think, because I just come back to, well, this is something that I want to do and I'm enjoying doing. So there's no point getting all stressed in your head about it.
So you were also very good at rugby too, right?
Yeah. Well, when I was like, I've done rugby. I did rugby all my life, and I was well into that. I was playing at Harlequins and under 18s, and but at that point I had to kind of, when I was 12, I started the boxing, and I just for fitness really. Thought it would help my rugby fitness. Thought me and my brother always used to fight loads, so kind of just went there to get it out. And then
did your brother come boxing with you?
Yeah, he did, but he's gone to he wants to be a doctor, so he's gone to medical school now, and he kind of had to stop the boxing because he was doing so much revision, but he loved it as well. Just after I went into the nationals as a schoolboy when I was 12 and won them, and kind of just thought, this is fun. I didn't really know what they were too much.
So you won the nationals in your first year boxing?
Yeah, I'd only been boxing like 6 months.
Wow.
For the schoolboys, but I was just Ash Whiting is my coach, and he kind of just took me on and said, "Come on, let's just get it done, get done," and I just loved it straight away, really. And then when it came to like an older age, I had to kind of pick between, because as well with rugby, you've got to build up to like kind of just fat and muscle and just get as heavy as you can be. And then the boxing's like trim down, like get as lean as possible.
You can make 67, you know, just
yeah. And so it started becoming pretty hard to balance the two. So I had to pick one, and I saw a future where I really, really would like, and I just was enjoying it a lot more, and I just stopped the rugby for the boxing.
That must have been such a hard choice, going from playing from the Harlequins, one of the biggest teams in the country, to then just think, yeah, actually, I'm going to pursue this whole other sport, because...
Yeah, it was a big decision. It was a big decision at the time, and you feel really nervous making one of those where you literally change your lifestyle. But then, it all worked out.
What made you pick boxing over rugby? What was the thought process going into that?
I think it was the lifestyle the lifestyle of boxing just suits me to a T, I think. Just getting up early, always running, always staying really fit, always just Ash and Jared as well, everyone at the boxing I just fit in with so much. Mm-hmm. And I just, kind of just loved it. And I just thought I'd rather live like a boxer than live like a rugby player. So I thought I'd probably pick that.
So when you were 12 and you had your amateur debut, did you have any expectation of the fight? Was it just fun to you to put the gloves on and have a move around?
Yeah, it was literally, my main sport was rugby all the time, and I kind of just, on the amateur debut, I was literally just still boxing for fun, no big pressure behind it. It was just kind of like a hobby, like nothing major.
That's really good, because you when you see like the Cubans, how they got that play style and it's like a bit of a hobby to them, the fact that you had no pressure as a kid, it probably made you perform even better because you enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, I think so. I think when you I just like trying really hard at anything that I'm doing, and the boxing is like, you can just properly dedicate your life to it, can't you? It's really, because you just need to, because otherwise it will come out in the ring.
So how many amateur fights did you have?
25, I think. 25. Not many. I kind of just went into, because I was doing the rugby as well. For most of my fights, I literally just all nationals. Mm-hmm. Just went into nationals every year. Went into nationals, and then a few for England.
So since you were 12 till now, you've won the nationals every single year.
Yeah. I entered every nationals I've entered. I've won. yeah, it worked for me. It worked. I kind of like the competition style of the nationals as well, where when you've got like one fight and the next day you've got another fight, or like next week, whatever.
And what's been your toughest fight to date?
I'd probably say the one in Boxam in Spain for England. That was just because that was kind of my first time going abroad as well, and the sun in Spain, it was just so hot, so humid, and I had to wait 5 days out in Spain just training before I actually fought, and kind of just on the day I was so knackered, and I just got through it. It was a really physical fight. I did a little interview after with like someone. I think I was just talking gibberish because I had like major concussion.
So you were there for the whole week. Who was it you were fighting?
It was the Spanish champion. Don't know, can't remember his name, but he was good. He was good. He had been to Worlds the year before. I think he did all right. I think he might have won a couple of fights in them. But
and what weight was that?
That was at 86, but I've dropped down to 80 this year. Just getting leaner, just getting strong, because I kind of felt like 86 was just too big, too tall, too like my natural weight. If I properly shred down, it's probably 80.
Yeah. So out of all of these nationals, has any of them ever sort of meant a bit more? Have you sort of had to work really hard in one of them? Like maybe your first senior nationals, that must have been quite special.
Yeah, well, the youth nationals, when I won the first youth nationals is when I went year above. And that kind of felt like it was getting really serious at that point. Like it was properly like, I kind of like put rugby as number 2 for the first time in those nationals. I was just training. And when I won them, that was good. That was knockout, that one. And it was just the best feeling. Like a bit scared because when they go down, you get a bit like, oh, okay. But then got up, everyone was okay, and it's just the best feeling.
So what was your routine? What's it been like? So when you had rugby back then, rugby, boxing and school, what was it like during your week?
I was really hard balancing them, to be fair. I'd get up, I'd try and get a run done, get my track work or whatever I was doing before school, then go to school, and then some days I'd miss school, to be fair, because just didn't have time. But then I'd go either have rugby after school, then boxing, or the other way around. So I had to and then mix up days where I'd do rugby maybe the Tuesday, Wednesday, and then boxing the rest of the week with like just a few rugby sessions implemented in. But tried to get gym and running before school. Go to school. School's tiring as well when you got to be there all.
It is, especially when you get to exam season.
Yeah. Well, exam season, I kind of just took myself out of school a bit, just so I had the time to do boxing and then just learn all the stuff I needed to do on YouTube. Because I went down to Chichester Library, and just plopped up in there. Literally did it all the maths and physics just on YouTube, just watching like teachers just do lessons in like 15 minutes and just try and scribble everything that I knew.
And what did you pick for your GCSEs?
GCSEs, I did triple science, PE and history I picked, as well as all the ones we had to do. I think we had to do maths, like 2 sciences, and then RE, because I went to a Catholic school, and then what else? But it came to like 10 GCSEs. I did all right in the GCSEs as well.
And then did you stay at the same school for the A-levels?
Yeah, I stayed. Well, I went over to, I got a scholarship to Seaford for the rugby, which was like a private school.
It's a really nice school.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good experience. But then after the rugby, after I picked boxing, I just kind of thought, if I'm not going to be playing rugby there, I'd just rather go back to my old school where I knew everyone and whatnot. So
So how long were you at Seaford for?
Just 6 months, and then I dropped the rugby side, and I was taking the boxing really seriously. So I moved back to SPH, and they were just brilliant with letting me have time off when I needed time off for boxing and whatnot.
So what is it like as well when you would go into school after winning some of these big fights? Did you have like any assemblies where everyone would come and like congratulate you?
Yeah. They'd mention things in front of everyone and stuff, which was just cool. And then like all my mates obviously are there, and they all know that I've been boxing. So it's a nice feeling. It's nice because school is a great environment for, like, you think back, like, when you're actually in there, it's boring, but when you're just going there, seeing your mates all day, doing a bit of work. Like it is fun.
I love school. Well, yeah, you've got however many hours a week just chatting to your mates, having fun. And yeah, honestly, I quite miss school.
Yeah, it's like a nostalgic sort of feeling you get when you think about school.
So with your boxing career now, you're in a very good place where you've smashed your A-levels.
Yeah.
You're boxing for England. You're obviously going to turn pro at some point.
Yeah.
What's your mindset now going into this season?
Well, I've got hopefully Worlds in October, which will be just brilliant to win them. I just going to absolutely train, just live, breathe boxing for the next, well, forever really, but like just until these Worlds. And then just I'll see what happens, see what comes, but just as long as I'm in the gym every day with Jared and Ash, just training was my hardest. I'm not going to be too bothered about what sort of path I'm going down.
Where is the Worlds this year?
I think it's in Croatia.
Croatia,
yeah,
nice.
Porek. It's a nice. It's nice because I think there's been a Europeans was in Croatia, Porek, and it was a lovely spot. So. Do
you find it hard being matched now? If it's not obviously big fights.
Yeah, there's not like a lot of club shows. I think I've got a warm-up fight for Worlds in September against David Sheeny, who's another good boxer. But it's not like I can't find loads. Ash can't find loads of people just to match from random shows. It's pretty hard.
But obviously at Panthers, you're sparring with Mark Chamberlain on the regular, and that is priceless.
Oh, it's great. There's loads of good sparring here, and watching Mark is just brilliant. Learn loads and loads of tips. Just literally being around him, seeing him train, seeing him, kind of changes your mindset as well. I think when I've been training with Jared and Mark now, as well as Ash, kind of just because Mark's got this like mad work ethic that just helped me definitely coming back to it, just to really grind it out in these sessions, and it kind of just it's brilliant. It's a brilliant experience, and it molds you as a boxer a bit more, I think.
Yeah, well, he's so disciplined. Obviously, all boxers are, but you look at some people that are like the first in the gym, last out. He is. So, what would you say you've learned from Mark?
Just so many bits and bobs, like just little tiny techniques, things that he does where he's just moving off slightly to the side, things like that, like always gradually. Just these, like I've been training 10 hard rounds, no sitting down. Like the other day I sat down in one of the sessions just for a little, like just get up, we don't sit down in Panthers, that sort of thing. Like yeah, he's a great guy to train with.
So with the amateurs, obviously you've done so much. What would you say has been your best win?
I think probably my best win was maybe the time I fought the best was probably just the Nationals just gone, where it was just a nice composed. I performed all right in the semis, but not my best. And then in the final, it was just really composed, exactly how I wanted to box win. But my favourite was probably my first, like just schoolboys, just like didn't know what was what and just rocked up, and yeah, that was the funnest win.
How old were you when you got your first knockout win?
I think it must have been year 10, so I must have been 15.
15.
But stoppages, I think I stopped like 4 or 5 out of 7 of my first fights. Yeah. I was stopping them, but not knocking out, but like stoppages. So I've always like had a bit of power. It was like based off my main.
Did Jared say that you stopped everyone in the Tri-Nations as well?
Yeah. So I was just might have been youth, might have been just before youth. I think I was still junior, but I did stopped both in the Tri-Nations, Scotland and oh no, it wasn't Scotland. It was the other England guy and Wales. So that was good.
That is unheard of, really, in the amateur. Not many people can do it.
Yeah,
it's very impressive.
Thank you.
So, your plans in your career, obviously you said you're going to be going pro at some point. How do you see your professional career going when you do turn over?
I don't know about the start or whatever. Jared will know a lot, so he'll guide me. But I don't see why I'd put any limitations on anything. My dream's to win a world title. I think I can work hard enough for it. So.
And when you get your first big paycheck as a professional, what are you going to do with it?
Truck, absolutely. I love a truck. Just country music blasting in the truck. That's probably what I'd be doing. And then I'd probably spend a bit more sensibly, but truck would be number one.
My missus loves country music. Yeah. Always got it on.
Yeah, it got me. Jared actually got me into it.
Yeah.
Just last summer. I just love it now.
Who's your favourite artist?
Ooh, I like a bit of Tyler Childers. He's got a few good ones, and then Zach Bryan's just a classic, and then there's more like old-fashioned, sort of like Alan Jackman. I love a bit of him, but yeah, anything really. I like guitar ones because I learned guitar just in the last few months, and I just love playing the guitar to the country music.
Yeah. And what do you listen to when you're on your runs? Is it country music?
Yeah, it's a bit of country music. Yeah, just feel good music. I kind of, what I train to is not what a lot of people do, because I don't mind training hard to like just kind of soft music, whereas like a lot of people like a bit of D&B or something, or like just intense music. I can like be bashing out hard intense workouts to Wagon Wheel by Darius Tucker, just like a happy country song. I like it.
So besides boxing training, do you do any S&C? What do your runs look like? Do you do just sprints? Do you do longer runs as well?
I like mixing it up. Maybe like I like doing a steady jog a week, which could be 10k or whatever, and then I like running a quick hard 5k, and then the rest sprints, like interval, either sprints like hill sprints where I'll do like 12 hill sprints hard, jog back down, or interval training where it's like I'll be sprinting for 3 minutes, jog for 1 minute, sprinting for 3 minutes, jog for 1 minute, sprinting for 3 minutes, jog for 1 minute, that sort of thing.
It's a good variety that you've got then.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to train. Just having as much spread out training as you can, where you're hitting all sorts of like aerobic zones, I think they're called. I don't know.
Yeah, anaerobic and aerobic. Yeah. I think they did a study where even going on one really long run per week does help people in high intensity training. Yeah. Like it crosses over. Yeah. Because a lot of people are like, no, you just need to do sprints. You're only in there for 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, no, that's what I still think a longer, just like kind of just keeping your heart rate.
Keep the weight down.
Yeah, where you can still talk. It also helps with the weight as well massively. A long run, just get some tablet.
And what's your diet like?
Really good. I'm still living with my mum and my dad, so
home cooked food every day.
I'm stealing a lot of their food.
Nice.
I just try and stay off processed stuff.
So just a healthy, balanced diet.
Yeah. Just as much meat and carbs before training, and then just as much. I love getting loads of veg in and stuff. Like I'll cook a steak and just stick whatever veg I can find in the fridge, just put it all in with a bit of like soy sauce or whatever, do a little stir fry.
There's not many people your age that will eat like that. You know, the average person would probably be going from Weatherspoons to get a doner kebab.
Yeah, no.
And you learn how to cook, you've learned how to play the guitar. You're a very special human being.
Thank you. But no, I just like anything like interesting. That isn't just scrolling on your phone for like 2 hours, where you just feel like you've just wasted life for 2 hours. Anything where I actually grab like cooking, golf, guitar. I love like learning it and doing it for.
And what's your favourite cheat meal after a fight, or cheat meals?
I go like after a fight, I'll have like just unholy amounts of food. I love sweets, so just like get bags and bags of sweets in there. Like probably have like, I think I have a kebab and a pizza, like just in the same sort of meal.
So you have a pizza, a kebab, and then you move on to the sweets straight after.
Sweets, ice cream. I love ice cream.
What ice cream?
Just any scooped ice cream is golden. I like salted caramel. It's probably.
I like Ben and Jerry's cookie dough. That's like my top tier.
Ben and Jerry's I do like. I'm partial to it.
My missus always crushes up Oreos and puts in with vanilla ice cream.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Get me going.
So when you do turn professional, obviously I want to ask you this question. I know it's not anytime soon, but when you do you think you're going to probably drop down even more weight because you can weigh in the day before?
Yeah. I think, well, I don't know how much. I talked to the nutritionist, Mark's nutritionist, but I think 77 would be the weight that I'd get to, because I want to still put on a bit of muscle and have that like core strength. I don't want to lose my strength, but if I put on a bit of muscle, lots of fat, and you can obviously drain yourself down before weigh in and then rehydrate, I think 77 would suit quite.
Have you ever
well.
had any bad injuries?
Yeah, I had just a year and a half ago, I snapped my sagittal band in my knuckle, which was just got me all. That was just horrible because I couldn't punch for like 6 months. Yeah, that got me down, but just carried on training. Literally started jabbing and that got me focused on the work a bit more as well at school. Just thinking like, oh, like obviously things can happen, so you want to back up. So that actually, everything happens for a reason. So
yeah. So I guess you just progressed even further in other things whilst you let it recover.
Yeah, let it recover, and also like even in that 6 months, I was learning loads in the gym because I was still in the gym. So I was just doing a lot more with my left hand. Started boxing a little bit southpaw at the time, I think, and then.
How did you find that?
Yeah, it was good. I'd probably stick to orthodox, but like it's nice to always like have a bit and have a.
Let's say you bust a shoulder in a pro fight and you got a result. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I really can't believe just how good some of these switch hitters are now. You can't even see them change stance.
Yeah,
it's so fluid. Some of these boxers.
there's a lot of switch hitters at England. Like Leighton Birchall's one and Joe Turner, where literally they'll just be jabbing with their left, and then 1 second just bam, hard left from like a backhand.
Yeah.
It's bonkers. Really, really nice to watch. I love switch hitters because it's just they kind of move around like they're just naturally supposed to be in the ring.
Do you watch a lot of boxing?
Yeah, I've been watching a bit more now that I don't have any schoolwork to do, and I think it is good for learning, but probably not the most. I probably need to start watching more.
Who's your favourite fighter at the moment?
Bivol. But I do love his style was just so nice.
So fluid.
To watch, yeah, so fluid, just like that.
Do you think he beats Beterbiev?
Yeah, Beterbiev's strong, isn't he? So strong. So I guess he could like just get knocked out. It's a close fight that, but I think he's a better boxer.
Than
Beterbiev.
I thought Bivol would beat him for years, and the closer it gets, obviously it's been postponed, but. Part of me just thinks Beterbiev is that pressure that he's got. He's constantly on you. Like the way he handled Anthony Yard, it was so impressive. I know obviously Bivol's got that nice sort of soft style, but can he do that for 12 rounds? He's never been tested by someone like Beterbiev.
No, he hasn't fought someone as strong as Beterbiev as well. Like just that power. 100% knockout, isn't it? Beterbiev he's got.
Yeah, and you hear about the sparring stories as well. Yeah. Like, did you ever see, what's his name? There's a really funny guy talking about when he got hit. He was on an airplane. No. And like, I'll show you this after. It's hilarious. But the sparring stories are just nightmares. Like there's pro boxers like this. I'll send it to you in a bit. But you just hear about these really good fighters. And there's 6 of them lined up on the side of the ring, just getting stopped one by one. It's unheard of again in the pros.
Yeah, that is awesome. To be fair, I'd probably have a 50-50 Beterbiev, Bivol. You've changed my mind.
Do you practice visualization?
Yeah, what? Just thinking about what?
Thinking about what's coming up, the fight, or maybe even your future.
Yeah. Like, is that a bit to do with manifesting? As well. Yeah, I do like that because I think it definitely is a thing. Just telling yourself, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, and it does work. But I do always have a bit of I like being safe. I like having options to do things. But for fights, definitely you've just got to tell yourself over and over again, this is going to be the outcome, this is going to be the outcome, this is going to be the outcome. But then, obviously, after, if it's not the outcome, you've got to be able to get back up and not have your world turned upside down just because one thing's gone wrong.
Yeah, you're very mature for your age.
Thank you.
Mature. Have you ever thought about life after boxing? Because the career, as you know, it's short-lived. Yeah. Have you ever thought about what you'd like to do after?
Yeah, I've not a specific plan, because I don't obviously know how everything will turn out. But I definitely want to do something meaningful, like with my life after. I don't want to just be sitting, just chilling out for 50 years. I feel like I'd just get too bored. But yeah, something, it depends what money I've got as well after boxing. Like, because if I had money, then I'd probably put a lot of that into helping people out.
Would you ever think about coaching?
Yeah, I do love that side of boxing, and it is cool. Probably, yeah, I'd just have to see how it went. See what comes up.
Great. Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
And I wish you all the best of this season.
Yeah.
My name is Dennis McCann, professional boxer for Frank Moore and MTK Global. This is Fortress Boxing. A lot more protection. It's a no-brainer around your thumbs, around your knuckles, around your wrist. That's exactly where I have the problems at. They're very compact, so I feel like I'm punching hard with them on as well. And I feel like when you got sparring 14, 16 ounce gloves, the smaller wraps can't really. They're too small for the gloves. That makes sense. So these are a bit bigger, and they're getting the gloves a bit more. They're making them more compact. 1, 2, hook. 1, 2, hook. Go.